Welcome to the Additional Intelligence. My name is Okoyemi Adesina. If you are a regular, I'm not a regular customer. If you're a regular viewer, welcome back. I believe it's been an amazing time, right from the very first episode, right? How many episodes have we done so far? Let me check. I believe you can hear me. Let me check. How many episodes have we done so far? Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Today can get violent along the way, but if you have an open mind, we are going to be learning so much together. All right, we're going to be learning so much together. I can assure you about that. And today we are talking about real estate, the almighty real estate. Welcome, guys. Okay. Um, I've been. Where's network? Okay. Welcome, 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 guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. I believe we are solid now. There's no more glitch. There's no more glitch now. All right. So, like I said, I've been shifting this topic for a while, but I guess we can't shift it any longer. So today we're talking about real estate investment lies that you've probably believed. Real estate investment lies that you've probably believed. And there's not going to be any sugarcoating. I'm just going to state the fact. Let me even say this. When I wanted to start this series, this investment life series, I planned to make it myth, myths. From like, you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It is lies. It is lies. It is not true. It's a lie. There's nothing like myth or whatever. So we've talked about. I think today is the third day in this particular series, not in additional intelligence series, right? In this particular series. So today we're talking about real estate investment lies that you might have probably believed. Real estate investment like that you might have probably believed. And if you're just joining, you can just type your name and where you're joining from. Let me just get to know you. Your name and where you're joining from. Let me just get to know you. So without further ado, like Isaiah would say, let's dive right into it. Firstly, somehow there seem to be Nigerian real estate seems to be different from the real estate that is being practiced everywhere else in the world. And it gets shocking sometimes. There seems to be this disconnect. It just looks as if Nigerian real estate is defined uniquely, right? Based on a lot of factors, especially because you know, we have regulation problems, right? And a host of other things. But somehow it just seems to me like Nigeria's real estate investment now just seems to be different from what everybody else in every other country is practicing, especially in the countries we seem to be modeling after. Let's speak US, let's speak UK, let's speak Dubai. I think a lot of people now shout to Dubai and all those things. And you just ask yourself, what's the like what's happening? Basically, what's happening? And I'm going to be saying some things today that might go contrary to popular opinion. Well, you know that I really don't care about popular opinion. If it's the truth, it's the truth. And basically because I have people who ask me questions and I owe them the integrity to speak the truth and to speak the whole truth, right? So basically, that's like the foundation for this session. In fact, that why is it that real estate investment in other part of the world and real estate investment in Nigeria seem to be totally different from one another, right? And I'm going to get there. Just follow me closely. It's often like this how we start, and then we get to the hot matters as we go along the way. Right. Now, foundationally, or let's start from here. The people, even that most developers claim to look up to, claim to be role models, and all the content we all somehow use to market our product. These people, having studied them, I discovered that they do two things. either tell people to invest with them or teach people how to go and do it on their own. And when they say invest with them, they are not saying buy my property. Let's get that straight. When they say invest with them, they are not saying buy my property, right? And when they say um, let me teach you to go and do it, they're saying let me teach you so that you can go and do exactly what I'm doing and get your own investors. But in Nigeria, it seems to be that invest with me means become my customer, buy my land, buy my housing, especially when it comes to land. Even when it comes to investing in, let's say, off-plan units, that is housing that is not completed. I think the most popular one right around is all these Dubai housing units. When you put money into Dubai housing units, number one, you have about 7 years to make payments, and sometimes the house is even delivered to you, right, even before your payment is completed. And sometimes even the money you're paying goes into escrow accounts. That means if the developer does not meet up with the housing, with the construction, you get your money back, no question. But which now get it straight. If you spread through that period, right, by the time the house is even completed, you could have put it up for rental, and even the tenants can even be the ones to balance up your money. Typical investments, don't you won't you say? But come to Nigeria, it is basically buy the house and hope that you appreciate in value. Even when you see spread payment, it is basically 2 3 years of spreading payments, right? And the money is not going into any escrow. In fact, if you withdraw your money, you get deduction. Look at it objectively, objectively, right? Doesn't it look like the so-called investors of the Nigerian real estate market are just customers, and the real investors are the owners of the estate? I'm also into real estate investment. So if I'm saying this thing and I'm asking you to look at it, you can ask yourself, doesn't he want to sell? Doesn't he want to make money? You can ask yourself that question, right? Doesn't it look as if the people that we call smart investors, in fact, a social media manager did Happy New Month manager, I told her to remove it. I don't like that word because it has been misused in Nigeria. So-called smart investors in Nigeria are mere customers, and the real investors are actually the owners of the estate. That's the truth. Because if you check the investors globally in other parts of the world, you would see that when they say invest with me, you are investing with them to acquire the property. And then they can now sell the property to people who want to live there or people or rent it out, right? And then as they make money on the property, distribute it to all the investors, right? Distribute it. So technically, the truth, the real truth here, I hope I'm not jumping ahead of myself, is that except you are buying because, for example, you see an estate that someone is about to build, and you like the concept of the estate, you like the facilities, you like the amenities, and you would like to just own a property there, or hopefully live there someday, right? You are not investing. You are only buying because you love the concept of the estate. Eh, and thank God, this phrase is often used that become a landlord, right? So you just want to own a land, just want to that ego massage, yes, and I'm now a landlord, I own a land, right? Except also that. But if you really want to invest, right? If you really, really want to invest, then it's either you are doing it on the same level with the investor, that's it, or you are doing it alone. Like you are doing the same thing with the investor, the owner of those estates are doing, or you are partnering with them to actually do it, right? And when I say partner with them to do it, means that oh, the investor wants to go and acquire 10 acres of land in a particular place that he believes the town is going. Oh, what does it cost to buy that 10 acres? Oh, 100 million naira. Okay, I give you 20 million naira. And I'm not giving you so that you give me a fixed income return every year or in 1 year. I'm giving you that every profit margin you get from the resale of that land, I own a share of that profit. That's actually when I'm investing. That's actually when I'm investing. Anything other than that, you are only a customer to the investor. You are not an investor. And these are things I really, these are hard truths. These are hard truths, really. Now, let me even take it one after the other. Right. There's something between buying real estate and investing in real estate. That is why you see that most of all the, take a look at sand. Sand doesn't present the houses itself, if you know sand, right? Even Ramos of Lagos or Lekki Ajaikoyi, right? They don't present, or even what's their name? CW Realty. I think it's CW Realty. I can't remember anymore. I have a friend who worked there. They don't present it as investment opportunity. They present it as, oh, you want to buy to live, you want to, they talk about the features, fully fitted kitchen, third road. You see that what they are talking about, it's only resonate with someone who wants to buy because of features and amenities, not necessarily because I want to invest in it for profit. Now you can say, oh, but you can buy and still resell for profit. Of course, if I buy a painting, right, I can also resell for profit. In fact, there are certain cars, yes, because I've seen a lot of videos that talk down on cars. There are certain cars that if you put your money into, you can actually resell for more than you bought it for. Some cars, yes, go and verify it. I think they're even called investment cars. Go and verify. There are certain cars like that. Yeah, so I'm saying that the fact that you can buy and resell for higher does not mean that's generally investment. You can buy anything, diamonds, jewelry. You can buy it and resell for higher, right? If the demand is high. But real estate investment, really, the real estate investment, it's either you are doing it on the same level with the so-called estate owners, or you are a customer of the investor, right? So let's talk about some of the lies that you might have heard. Real estate always appreciates in value. No, real estate does not always appreciate in value, because real estate is also subject to economic fluctuations. Real estate might ride on inflation, right? To say as inflation is increasing, it's also appreciating in value, right? Perfect. But don't forget that, especially in this part of the world where as inflation is going up, the currency potential, the purchasing power of the currency is also reducing. That means even if it rides on inflation to a certain amount of money, people are people it is less desirable for people to want to buy it because of the purchasing power of the local currency. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So number one, real estate does not even always appreciate in value, because economy goes up and comes down. Economic goes up and comes down. So that means it can also. My grandma has a house, if you know Ibadan, in Okpo Yosa, along Itamen Ibere. Oh, that was built, I can't remember when. Even if they offer that house to me today for 500,000 naira, I won't buy a house. I think it's about probably around, I think 6 rooms. All this face when I face you house. But then I'm sure they did house for me. So tell me, isn't this supposed to appreciate in value? Isn't it? Isn't supposed to appreciate in value? So let's always get this fact right. Right. Number two, real estate is the only edge against inflation. Have you seen people say that? Um, so invest in stocks, don't invest in this, don't invest in that, only real estate. And what's the real estate they're telling you to go and invest in? Come and buy land in my estate. That's the investment they're selling to you. Come and buy land in my estate. If and you know why people fall victim, or people fall for all these hearsays or all this do you know, like I mentioned yesterday, it's because you yourself don't even understand what investing means. You don't. You yourself you don't have no idea what investing means. You have no idea what to even look for when you want to invest. So whatever whoever has the best oratory skills sell is able to get your money. So what you're really buying is not how the soundness of the investment. You're buying the soundness of the oratory skills of the salesman or of the broker. That's it. That's it. Because while real estate can be a good edge against inflation, not all real estate is a good edge against inflation. Some real estate property would go down in value, regardless of where they are, especially when you've gone to buy it at an overpriced amount. We need to be we need you, and this is why I always recommend you yourself do the primary due diligence before you invest in any property. Is you yourself knowing this is not it's not about getting a lawyer or going to check the validity of that. It's yourself knowing exactly what investment is. Yourself knowing exactly what the potential of that land is, knowing exactly what the right price to pay at this period of time is, knowing exactly what the future potential of that land is, knowing exactly what the risk of that particular land is, knowing the right price to pay, knowing the risk involved, knowing the resale potential of that property, right? I made a post somewhere and I said that you need to be able to think in the opposite direction when you want to make an investment. For example, okay, before you buy a property, can you ask, how can I lose money on this property deal? If you cannot answer that question, don't buy that property yet. Until you can, once you can answer that question, how can I lose money on this property deal? Once you can answer that question, now you now know what not to do. And sometimes what not to do is not to pay the price they're asking because the price they might be asking might be overpriced already. That is why as a company, we have struggled to raise affiliates because I just know number one, do you know people now offer up to 25% commission? Who is paying for that commission? The so-called investors. Some even offer 30% commission. Who is paying for that? Investors, smart investors. Another lie. 90% of all millionaires become so through real estate investment. Andrew Carnegie said this, I think in the 16th or 17th century, when the primary source of wealth is really owning land. Now, check the world's richest list. Is it real estate that made them, that brought them there? Is it real estate? Today, an average millionaire today became a millionaire from probably selling a tech product or probably inventing something or probably having a tech skill or owning a share. Or, let's be factual. Don't see this thing is not emotional. Let's be factual. Let's be factual. Fact, pure fact, plain fact. Let's be factual. Today, there are people making tons of money owning co-founding products that makes them millionaire. So let's actually check 90% of millionaires in 2023. You are telling me it's real estate that made them millionaire, or you are using 90% of millionaires in 17th century. No, 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 no. Was it real estate that make Dangote millionaire? I leave that answer to you. Also, some of the things I've seen is either they use um, Bill Gates' 200 acres of land or Queen Elizabeth's real estate empire. Bill Gates went to buy land when he was already rich, wealthy. It was just inheritance for him, not investment. It was an inheritance for him, living inheritance, or even pleasure for him, or ego massage for him. It was not investing. Investing is to multiply your money. So are you telling me is that 200 acres that multiplied Bill Gates money? Is it? Answer the question yourself. I think I've talked about location and pricing, right? They tell you the three rules in real estate is location, location, location. Very correct. But you can be buying the right location at a bad price. Yes. So you need to be as you are looking at location also, you are looking at price. And if you really pay attention to price, you will know that as an investor, you will not be investing as a customer to investor. Go and decode what I just said. Don't try to be a landlord. Try to be an investor. Being a landlord does not multiply your money. Owning assets owning assets that bring in money, owning assets that generate cash flow, owning assets that appreciate in value makes multiply your money. Just owning land is not going to serve the purpose of investing. It's not going to serve the purpose of investing. Right. So I would like to reiterate something that I said, that it's either you are partnering with the investor. See Grant Cardone, he finds a property, right? Probably he's already invested in about 5% of the entire deal. And then he create a fund, a private equity fund, and say, guys, I want to buy this property. You should come and invest with me. Right? You put the money together, they acquire the property. And then based on what you invested, as the property generates income every month, is distributing to you as an investor. You are co-investor, you are not a customer. Co-investor, not a customer. That same thing we are doing as a company. We currently have a deal at hand, right? 70 million naira deal. I myself have already put in about 5% of the deal because I work. What do? I sell wealth intelligence courses, wealth intelligence community, wealth intelligence resources. I sell books, right? I sell mentorship. So from there already also I make money. I invested in it, then I call people, created a fund. Let's run together and let's buy this thing. And we are buying to hold because I saw the potential of the place, even though no, people are not yet noising that place. And what's the promise? In the next, we're holding for a minimum of 7 years and we resell. Even the target multiple I'm aiming at, I know we'll surpass it. But just offer it. That's they are co-investors. They are not just customers that, oh, I have a land, come and buy one plot for 5 million naira. They are customers. They are customers. They are customers. Many of the real estate offers out there are designed by salesmen for salesmen. So while you think you are investing, you are only enriching salesmen. Benjamin Graham said that investors make money for themselves. Speculators or people, let me use what Warren Buffett to say, ignorant people make money for salesmen or brokers. This is where we wrap up today. If you've learned something, do what to share with me. This is what I learned from your session today. If you have any question, drop it in the community or here. And we now have an exclusive community, by the way, where you can join us and we have weekly session, one-on-one session. I'll bring my colleagues to talk about forex, talk about stocks investing, and every other thing to keep you grounded, make you wealth intelligent, and nobody can toss you around by some hearsay or some popular opinion. Just $10 every month, or you can pay $100 for a year and save $20. Right? If you want to join, bit.ly/additional e-circle, or you just send me a DM or call the number in the description of this video, and I'll be glad to have you join either the general community or the exclusive community. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.